Welcome to Wednesday's broadcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of a historic program tonight. Indeed, we're making more than history here on Your News Today, as we're going to talk with that still unknown donor whose gracious support to the McGoffin County school system will allow them to build a new vocational building. That support also allowing the school system to apply for and receive another $4.3 million to go along with that donation. Indeed, this is one of the biggest, arguably, maybe not even arguably, the biggest news I've had in 23 years. And we will talk with that special person in just a few moments via Zoom. I would like to have spoke of nothing else tonight and completely omitted any COVID updates for you, but I just really couldn't do that. I will go through them rather briefly. We'll take a quick message break, and then we'll be right back with, of course, that big announcement in just a few seconds. So, COVID news for tonight. We here just in McGoffin County, I believe we lost 3 people last week to COVID. Today, the governor's announcement included the death officially, as now confirmed by the state, of that 15-year-old Shelby County high school student who died this week. Coach Matney with the Johnson Central High School still in critical condition. The family updating everyone just a short time ago this afternoon, saying really the best news they had was that there had been no change, whereas change hadn't gotten worse in the past 24 hours. Our own Carter Connolly still in the hospital. He has been in and out of ICU. He's been in a room throughout his stay at Paul B now for the past couple of weeks, but he's been in and out of ICU a couple of times at least over the past 24 hours, and he's not doing any better. Vivian is home trying to rest, but worried about Carter, as many people are worried about their loved ones at this hour, certainly understandably so. The governor today announced 4,468 new cases of COVID, 30 more people who have lost their lives as a result. A state record high positivity rating of 14.1% today. I know of many people in the McGoffin and Johnson County area, our viewing area, who have loved ones in intensive care units. I know that there is a family who is getting ready to say goodbye after the passing of a young mother of 2 just earlier today, while her mother, as I still understand, is in the ICU herself on a ventilator fighting for her life. We're going to continue to see these stories and these cases for an unknown number of time. McGoffin County had 21 new cases reported today. 6 of those were in kids. Out of 21 cases today, 18 of those were in unvaccinated individuals. 8 people from McGoffin County hospitalized, 3 at this hour said to be on a ventilator. And new numbers still continue to increase. ARH saying they now have over 206 COVID patients in their 13 facilities. 199 of those don't have a vaccine, and they, like everyone else, every other healthcare facility and the like, are saying that for those who are in the hospital and inpatient who has been fully vaccinated, they're there essentially to get oxygen and some fluids for the most part and sent home a few days later, while it's the unvaccinated who are going into the ICUs and being placed on ventilators. 206 patients in ARH facilities, 38 of them are on ventilators. Just real quickly, it's one day in now for our General Assembly here in Kentucky. The House Education Committee today did not approve the bill that would do away with the state's mask mandate in our schools. That's all grades K through 12. It would also as well set guidelines as to when school districts could close to in-person learning. There is similar legislation still up for discussion in the Senate at this hour, which Tuesday approved the bill and was meeting again today to approve or discuss an amended version of Senate Bill 1. Here's a quick look at the weather. Rolling back the radar about 90 minutes ago, this was the cold front, the shower as a result thereof, as they made their way across the viewing area. And since the last 90 minutes have expired, for the most part, they are all gone. Almost gone. Let's leave it at that. There is still a chance of some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Thunderstorm chances are light with a low of 75 degrees tonight, but those chances will continue and to diminish and be gone within the next hour or so by around 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, some fog in the morning, but mostly sunny and 76. Clear tonight and clear tomorrow night and 51. Friday, sunny and 75. Saturday, sunny and 80. Sunday, sunny and 84. Monday, sunny and 85. Tuesday, sunny and 85. Wednesday, sunny and 85. I'm not getting tired of that either. I just don't have time to say it again. We're about to see a nice long stretch of some very beautiful weather. Real quickly, before my one and only break tonight, services have now been set for 82-year-old Emily Caroline Gardner Russell of Sagersville. She passed away on Sunday, survived by a daughter, Cynthia, her brother, Ben, sister, Sarah Dunn. She is preceded in death by her husband, Cash, brothers, Stanley and Tone Jr., as well as sisters-in-law, Virginia Gardner, Lillian Gardner, and Ruth Gardner. A private service and burial will be held at the Gardner Farm on this Saturday at 1. And I'm also told that Burl Holland has passed away. 81-year-old Burl Holland of Sagersville passing away last evening at the Hazard ARH Medical Center. Arrangements still being made at this hour. All right, that will wrap it up for COVID and everything else that I have, except for one very important topic. I have been wanting to let this cat completely out of the bag now for months. I've done pretty well with that, wouldn't you say? But now is the time, and it will be here right after these words. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker. Also, Griffey approved. Summer is definitely in full swing at the seasonal shop, where it is filled with new arrivals in home decor, women's clothing, Ridge and Holler, and more. They've given their home decor a fresh look, and they have new displays literally wall to wall, from farmhouse to traditional, equestrian, and more. And Oat Shore neoprene bags are the latest craze in women's accessories, and they've got dozens of colors and styles available right now, and new ones coming in daily. And lily planters have arrived just in time for school or work. And don't leave the guys out. Ridge and Holler shirts, yes, that's a McGoffin County Cadillac cap, and hats are a huge seller at the seasonal shop. Designs so unique and so special for our area. Designs you can only get at the seasonal shop, where they still have delivery, baby and wedding registry, curbside service, and more. Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home, with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers, with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works. 349-9999. Nostalgic or historic or whatever you want to call that feeling you get when you walk in and sit down at the counter and get a scoop of ice cream or a hot dog with sauce while your hometown pharmacist gets your prescriptions ready. Whatever it is, it's still here at Fraser's Prater Drug. Only better, with everything from Jelly Bellies to fresh popcorn to hot and cold gourmet coffees, even hot fudge cakes and banana splits. Fraser's Prater Drug hasn't forgot how important the little things in life are, and they don't want you to either. Stop and see them. They're just a couple of doors down from another Sagersville gym, the Seasonal Shop.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Just click on ConleyTire.net and you can shop for tires, find out more about services, brands, wheels, rims, their free coffee, free Wi-Fi, and free local shuttle service, and of course the latest and greatest current offers and specials like how right now you can get up to $150 back on a set of Goodyears. That's ConleyTire.net, or you can always stop by in Staffordsville or give them a call at 297-2424. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Welcome to East Kentucky's premier vape and CBD shop, offering all natural tobacco alternatives and everything vape and smoke shop related. Everything you're looking for and everything you're not. Best quality, best prices, best service.
Come to Appalachian Smoke Shop for all your tobacco alternatives and accessories, as well as products like CBD, kratom, and legal THC that people are telling us they're using to treat pain, anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and lack of energy, as well as just for overall wellness. Make it your one stop, Appalachian Smoke Shop.
It's nothing but phenomenal news from here on out. A birthday wish I got to throw in there. That's always good news, right? Debbie Minix just had this handed to me. Happy birthday to you from family and friends. Happy birthday to Debbie Minix tonight. Now, for our top story. Not just the top story for this evening, but for my career, in my opinion, and you will understand so as I ask you to sit with us for this following conversation. Up until now, I have reported so far on the $4.3 million it is, the grant, all free, no paybacks, money that the Magauffa County School District received just days ago. I told you as well that Magauffa County was on the top of the list to get that money. I think 9 out of 32 school districts applying for up to $75 million because of a very generous and supportive donor who had already pledged an even larger amount of money to build a new state-of-the-art vocational school, career and technical center at the new Magauffa County High School. And tonight, we talk with that donor whose unwavering love and support of his community and our people has already been seen and felt by so many, from scholarships for our students to Community Day, which will continue with his support, already in writing essentially, for as long as we wish that it does, which has already raised about $2 million, or going on the $2 million mark over 17 years, by the way. And with that said, all that said, you have probably narrowed it down and figured it out. Our own beloved Scotty B. Patrick, never one to rest with the status quo, especially when it comes to Magauffa County and our community. Well, a few months ago, he called some members of the Magauffa County Community Foundation. We, as I'm fortunate to be among them, had a conversation with Scotty. He was trying to gauge what we thought would be something that would forever benefit the kids of Magauffa County. He tells a story how that meeting went from there. He tells us a lot more via this meeting via Zoom last evening with myself. I believe we have Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton. We have as well School Board Member Jesse Rudd. I think Jimmy Gullett was also in the background on one of those feeds as well. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my friend Scotty B.
You know, we started Community Day and the Magauffa County Community Foundation around 2002, and we wanted to work on things that help the children of Magauffa County. And the first thing we did was we did scholarships, and we've been at that since 2002, and we've I think we've given out probably roughly almost 175, 180 scholarships over the years. And that program is advanced, and I think it's in pretty good shape. We started with Community Day, helping the community and the nonprofits raise monies for all their projects. And of course, I think everybody knows pretty much what we do there. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic hit us about a year or so ago, and we kind of went into a lull and didn't do very much. And the community foundation, we didn't meet like we had been in the past, and I kind of got a little itchy and saying, well, you know, time's moving on, and we need to continue to make improvements for Dauphin County. So I said, what should we do? And I really didn't know, but I thought that if we would talk with some of our community foundation members, we might get some ideas. So I asked, earlier this summer, I asked Donna to see if she could contact some of the members and kind of kick around some ideas. And she was able to get a hold of you and with Jesse, and we just kind of brainstormed about, well, what does McGoffin County need, and what would really help the community. And there were a lot of good ideas out there, but the one that seemed to ring the most was this vocational educational building that Jesse had wanted to get built, improved for a long time, and said that would be his #1 project. So Don and I talked about it, and we kind of came back and said, no, that's the one we want to do. And Jesse said, well, you know, that's a pretty big project. And I said, well, let's see if we can get it done. So that's kind of how it started, and it's grown from there. And we've fortunately been able to get some money from the state that's allowed the school board to increase the project and make it really more useful to the schools, to the students. So it's just been a great journey over the last several months.
Scotty, I don't know how to ask you. I just don't know how to phrase this. I don't know how to approach it because I know that everything that you do, everything that you have just mentioned, it's all from the heart. I know you and love you for that, and I know all of that. But just so everyone understands how big of a heart you have, what have you committed to the McGoffin County High School for them to further the career and technical center for our kids for forever?
Are you talking about the dollar amount or what?
Yeah, I'm asking you the dollar amount, Scotty. I want you to lay it out there for me, sir, if you don't mind.
Well, I'll have to be honest with you. I said, gee whiz. Jesse said, well, you know, this thing could cost a lot of money. And I said, well, think big. And he did. And so I thought the building might cost around $2 or $3 million.
So Jesse and I weren't the only ones not thinking big enough. Is that what you're saying?
But then we got some figures about how much school buildings cost, and also Scott and Jesse and some others went over and looked at some of the buildings that had built in adjoining counties and how much they cost, and we kind of came to the conclusion that the minimum amount that we could get by with would be $5 million. So I said, okay, that was not what I really wanted to hear, but I said, okay, let's go for it. And so that was the project that we worked on for quite a while. And then fortunately, we found out that there was some state programs that might allow us to expand it to what really is a good size opportunity to build a good building for the students of McGoffin County. So that's kind of how we got there.
Scott, let me just switch over to you real quickly. So this commitment from Scotty was beyond description in and of itself, but it also, as Scotty said, it secured essentially those other funds that will see that you're able to complete this as you see fit for our kids, doesn't it?
Going back to the donation, it took me by surprise. And I've been in this 34 years, and you get some people giving you things here and there, but never anything like this. And I've spoken with them at KDE. Scotty, this is one of the largest things that they've ever heard go to a public school. Now, some private schools, they've been some donations, but to a public education program, this is the largest that they're aware of. And speaking with some of the contractors, the construction managers and architects around the state, they've never heard of this, and I'm so thankful for you to be able to be able to do this for our children. But getting back to what you're talking about, Rick, Scotty's donation allowed us to access an additional $4.3 million. And what I want to stress to the community is this not only helps the students, but it does not put a burden on the taxpayers, because this building will not increase their tax rates. We're not going to have any bond payments where we're paying back monies. When this building is built, it'll be completely paid for, and it'll be the McGoffin County Board of Education's building, and our students are going to have a building that will access 300 students or more at a time in classrooms and in shops that are going to offer career and technical educational programs that will allow them to access jobs within the state or within the country and within the community. And hopefully we'll be able to hold some of those students in this community to provide a workforce locally as well as the state. And that's the goal. As an educator, we'd love to see all of our children go to a four-year college, but college is not for everyone. And that's what this program will allow us to do. This building will allow us to have one of the more up to par facilities that there is out there. And our children will benefit from this. And they'll have opportunities to gain valuable skills that will help them throughout their life. We offer some programs like welding and electricity, and we're going to add into the programs some other programs, and we've got nursing, and we've got computer technology. So there's ample, and a lot of this was being offered, but I'm going to say this: being able to have this building on the current site where our high school's at will increase our accessibility for other students to take advantage of this. Where it was located previously, and when the high school moved, we had a lot of kids that it would tie up so much time in their day that it wouldn't allow them to be flexible in their schedule, and they wouldn't take those classes. This, having it on site, will allow them freedom to move back and forth between one building to the other with ease. And they're no longer guaranteed to have to stay at least a minimum of 2 periods a day when they come over. They can take 1 period a day, bounce in, go right back to their schedule. It's on the same. It'll be connected to the building. It'll be a even flow. It'll be just part of the school, but it is a separate building as far as the way it's going to be built and designed, but it'll be connected.
I've seen those preliminary drawings. They really look very good.
Yeah, we were fortunate, Scotty, to be able to connect it right there off of that end. The way it's set up, it'll allow our kids and our teachers, it'll be a flow, and that's what I like about it. Even though it offers a different program, it'll just be a part of the high school, but that facility will offer a completely different program and gives more opportunity to a lot more of our kids. In the future, we all want them to get as much education as they can, but we also want them to have the skills that they can earn a living with, and a good living, and this will give them an opportunity. And I've asked, I don't know if I spoke about this earlier, but I've asked that when we construct this building, we're going to look at making some of these shops flexible in case we want to change to another program. So we're going to try to do that as far as our handling controls and things. If we want to switch to auto mechanics or do something, we're going to make it flexible, to where we have that flexibility to move from one program to another without interrupting or having to do a lot of constructional things to it. I want to be able to do that with ease.
That's great. That's great.
Jesse, let me ask you. You've obviously been on this since day one, and this was your idea that Scotty so graciously ran with, and I'll never forget, as Scotty referred to, or as Scott referred to, think bigger. I don't think either one of you or I had a really firm understanding or grasp as to what was about to unfold by the end of that conversation. What's your thoughts compared to when that conversation started that day and then where it ended?
Well, I'm just blown away, just from where we started the conversation, thinking big. I'm not even going to throw out the dollar figure that I was even thinking, but it was way, way, way less than what Mr. Patrick has so graciously committed to the district. And, just like Scott alluded to earlier, this is, just unbelievable. This is something that, we'll never see again. our kids, grandkids, may never see this type of generosity ever again in McGoffin County. But I mean, I hope, but it's
Don't hold your breath.
You're right on that, Scott.
and I mean, to be a part of this is very humbling. Just like right now, I'm speechless. Just in a way, just totally humbled, and it has affected my heart, and kind of gave me a different perspective on things as well, and as the old saying, a lot of times it's better to give than to receive, and so I kind of just want to be a very small part of what Scotty has so graciously donated here. I want to try to follow in his footsteps and give to the great people of McGoffin County going forward, but it may take me a while to ever get to what he's done. Well, I'll never get to that, but anywho, but thank you, Mr. Patrick, for your generosity. Like I said, it is so humbling, and we're just so very thankful for you and the foundation and what you mean to McGoffin County.
Well, thank you, Jesse. Your enthusiasm for the children and the way you described what your thoughts were about the program and so forth really kind of stuck with me and was a big part of helping me make the decision I made. So you're part of it.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. I've ran for school board with the slogan, "It's all about the kids." And as long as I am serving on that Board of Education, it will always be all about the kids. And this, again, just a remarkable day for the McGoffin County school system and the future for the McGoffin County children.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something, Rick, that I want to say that Mr. Patrick spoke on earlier, that a couple months have went by, but it looks like, from my perspective, it just kind of all fell into place. I know it was not easy, and we had numerous meetings. We did Zoom meetings and not being able to meet face to face and do these things. But if you look back, it looks like it was laid out to happen this way, because it just bam, bam, we went through it quick, and without Scotty's donation, we wouldn't have been eligible for the other $4.3 million. But out of 32 school districts that applied for over $200 million, we were one of those school districts to get monies, and it looks like it all just kind of fell into place. And for that, it's astonishing and it's remarkable. But without Scotty's help, none of this would have happened. And like Jesse said, I've been at this a long time, and I'm humbled, and I know that from just working with Scotty during the community days with our kids, going down and performing, of how he cares about our children, and not just the children, but the people of McGoffin County. And this will go a long way for my grandchildren and children's children to experience seeing this building. And the only thing that would have made it better would be that we could all be together, standing up there and breaking the news at the site. But hopefully, when we get ready to break ground on the construction, Scotty will be able to come in and we'll be able to do it right then.
Well, Scott, I'm going to give you some credit too. You may not remember this, but we had a community foundation meeting, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It was in December, and we had it in the old bank building, and we were talking about programs and so forth. And and you were there.
Yes.
And I was really pleased to see the superintendent of the school system come to one of our meetings because, that's usually something that you normally don't see. But you were there, and we talked a lot right after that. And that's the first time I'd had a chance to meet with you. And I liked you right at the beginning. I said, this guy's a pretty good guy.
I appreciate that. I do remember that. I remember you asked me to speak, and then we talked a lot afterwards, and then we started communicating, and I appreciate what you've done for our children already, allowing them to take part in down here and making them feel good, and the T-shirts and the things. You've done a lot of things for us, and the scholarships and all those things. And yeah, I remember that. I remember showing up, and that was my first year as superintendent. I was just trying to get a feel of what I wanted the community, and I wanted the people to know that we're trying to do the best we can as a school for our children. And not that I was wanting anything, but I just wanted to put out what we were doing within our school system. And I think that was the objective that I had. But I appreciate the opportunity to come that night, and you were so nice to me, and I've never forgotten that.
Yeah. You know what came out of that was we got the young kids involved in Community Day, and we had the band there, and we had programs where the students have participated, and we've also had them participate in the charity work and so forth, and some experience there.
And it was great getting them working with the other agencies. They worked and volunteered in the booths and things of that nature with those people, plus performing. It was great.
Yeah.
And we'll continue that if we can ever get back to having that.
Yeah. Well, we had plans this year, but we had to change them. But next year we'll do our best to get everything back on track.
Next year we'll make a big blowout. This construction will be going on. We'll make a big blowout of it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Scott, I feel we're getting close to the end, and I'll sit here as long as you guys want. But I want you to understand that how hard it is, to what Jesse was saying, how hard it is for us to tell you how much we thank and appreciate all that you've done. We would love and respect you and enjoy your company just as much with just your inspiration as a community leader and member, without all of the Community Day Foundation, which has raised now going on $2 million, without this most gracious donation that is just hard to quantify in words. But if it was just the same heart that you had without all of that, we would be just as supportive and appreciative of you just for being you and the love of your community. Now, $5 million, Scotty, makes it just a lot harder to describe it as far as thank you goes, but we appreciate you just to no end, and we want you to really understand that it is hard for us to describe just how glad we are, not just to have you as a friend, but as a fellow McGoffin County and someone who loves her kids as much as you do.
Well, I'm going to give you a challenge.
Oh gosh.
Now we're starting. Let's be sure that we build the best building we can. We staff it with the best students, with best teachers, and the best equipment, and teach the McGoffin County children how they can make a productive life. That's the main thing.
That's the goal. That's what our desire, and that's what we'll try. As far as equipment and things, we'll give it the best we can, and we'll try to make sure that, and me as a leader, I'll make sure those principals and things and teachers are doing the best they can to provide that. And like I said, I think our numbers, when we get it going and we actually make it the announcement, we've not really got into the school and explained to them that they're going to get a new building or anything like that yet. You'll see our participation grow leaps and bounds by it being adjacent and being a new facility. Rick said, Scott, I don't know how to thank you enough, and this is something that superintendents doesn't get very often. Usually they get the bad end of the deal when I have to do a talk. It's not too positive. I just got off the phone with Lexington Herald just a few minutes ago about some of this COVID and going back to school and stuff, but this is one of those opportunities where it makes me proud to be in McGoffin County, and I know that I can honestly say I've never heard anybody like you speak as proud of their community and of the people here. I've never experienced that, and it's good, and we need a lot more like that goes around. That positivity goes a long way.
Well, this is the beginning.
We're going to carry it through. We'll get to it. Thank you again. I appreciate it on behalf of the students and staff of McGoffin County Schools. We really appreciate you. And like Red said, I appreciated you anyway, but this makes me humble and appreciative to beyond words.
Very good. Thank you, Red.
Thank you, Scotty, as always, my friend. Jesse, Scott, I know Jimmy's over there somewhere. Thank you guys for joining us. This is just as this is a once in a lifetime experience for all the reasons we've mentioned. This show tomorrow will definitely go down as one of the best I've done in over 23 years. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity to make this announcement. Scotty, we're going to have plenty of opportunities to talk about some other things, I think, on the news and in the newspaper here sooner than later. So with that, we'll let you go for now, but look forward to the next time. The new Career and Technical Center is already in the design phase. Architects are working on it as we speak, probably literally as we speak. It will be attached to this side of the gymnasium at the new McGoffin County High School. The parking spaces will be relocated. That's another really cool aspect of this, how that kind of came to be. Have to talk about that later. They plan on breaking ground for this new building by May. It's expected to take 14 months to complete, and it will allow McGoffin County High School and School District to grow and expand their Career and Technical Center, their curriculum, and it will have a permanent and everlasting impact on our school and our students' future. Ta-da! What else can you say? It's going to be wonderful to keep you up to date on this project. It's going to be wonderful to see our friend Scotty B when he can make it back to Sagersville and sit and talk with him, as he may have alluded to, and he did there, I think. He's going to kind of give us a little more insight as to his inspiration and motivation to seeing that this was done and how important it was to him. And then, of course, the project's going to be beginning before you know it. It's all just wonderful, an absolutely wonderful thing. We truly have wonderful, glorious people among us who truly love this community, and he's the very top of that list, as I told him, not just for his monetary donations either, but for the heart and love that he has for this county. That's it for tonight. We'll get back to regular programming, a lot of news, and I still have some more good news to share with you before the week's end. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Scotty B, and good night.